Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Akron RubberDucklettes draft analysis for the ECA Season 6. By far, one of my favorite leagues to participate in, just because everyone's so good, or everyone there is a good person, A, and B, the analysts are super knowledgeable, and they're actual analysts, and they're good. But, anyway, this, along with my XBDLA draft, I'm kind of lumping together as my broken fairy type draft league experience. Because in that league I have Magirna, and this one I have one broken fairy, and the other is like, it's there, but it's there for a reason in my mind. But my overall thoughts on the draft before they get started is, my God, this draft started off so well and ended pretty decently, but, like, there's some things here that should not be here, and I'm fully aware of it. I got sniped so many times with this, and a big one was Mandibuzz. I really needed Mandibuzz for this team to work out well, and you'll see why. But enough blabbering. Let's start off with our number one pick overall, is Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is a massive threat. So the way this draft worked is that we got 3 tier 1s. Let me clarify. The ECA has their own unique tiering system, being A through D, where A tier is tier 1, high tier 2. B tier is low tier 2, high tier 3. C is, and so on and so forth. And you get 3 A tiers, 3 B tiers, pretty much 3 of each tier, except for you only get 2 D tier mons, and then you get a free pick because they just said, hey, you can have all the mons you want. Anyways, like I said, my first pick overall is Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is a strong fairy type, along with being a very strong psychic type. Especially because we have access to Psychic Surge, which allows us to bring up Psychic Terrain, making priority moves a non-issue for us, for our Tapu Lele in any setup we get. Tapu Lele is a monster. Also, it boosts the power of, let me pull up Psychic Terrain. Psychic Terrain. It increases the power of Psychic type moves by 30%. On top of our insane base 130 special attack, this thing is going to punch holes, sweep through teams, and just go fucking mad. So, building for this team, I was thinking, okay, I want to get a strong Psychic type, maybe even a strong Psychic type Mega if it's cheap enough, and then stuff that can just really pair well with Tapu Lele. So my next pick, which somehow, in a post-DLC draft, A, we let this through, B, it got to me round 2, and I was the 5th overall, so it got through so many picks, is we got Celesteela. Celesteela is a monster. It is a complete threat through and through, and now with the addition of Cosmic Power in its arsenal, I don't think this should be allowed in draft, because its type is broken, and Cosmic Power allows it not to die, along with Leftovers and Leech Seed. This can literally sit in front of a team and stall them out if I needed to, or I can set up an Autotomize and sweep through a team, set up so many different things. Beast Boost is a broken ability. I love it. And it's just a very solid Steel type, and can take on other Steel types and Dark types easily for Tapu Lele. So, now that I already have a pretty good Fairy Steel core, I thought, what dragon can I get that really just, like, kind of brings this team to the next level? And we got our boy Garchomp. Now, for some of you, you know that I use Garchomp, Mega Garchomp, in a different league that I took to the finals and lost because I'm bad. Anyways, I feel confident that I can use Garchomp pretty well because it's a Garchomp. It's almost brain dead. You either bring in offensive or defense. There's just so much you can do with this. And it is our first Stealth Rocker, and when I was planning this draft out, it was one of 2 Stealth Rockers, and then Snipes happened. But my team isn't the weakest to rocks, looking at it. There's maybe 2 that don't fancy it, but I'm able to work around it. So already, off the bat, I have an amazing Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Tapu Lele, Celesteela, and Garchomp. And then I look through the tiers and I see that something was not right. Something was in a tier that it should not have been in. Like, usually in the ECA we have a draft discussion or a tiering discussion chat before the draft starts. We didn't do it this time because of time restraints and all that. But with that being said, some things fell through the cracks, and I even noticed that one mod wasn't on the dock at all. Humble brag, humble brag, humble brag. Anyways, I thought, I feel like I'm going to steal something this round. I don't know what, but I'm just going to steal something. And I look, and it's like, oh, that shouldn't be in B tier. That should definitely be in A tier. They're saying that this mon is a low tier 2 or a high tier 3, and I don't believe it is. And that mon is Conkeldurr. Now you're thinking to yourself, Conkeldurr on a psychic terrain team? I don't know about that one, Adam. Are you going crazy? And the answer to that is yes, I am. Because the only reason I got this was because it was undervalued. But even with that being said, it still has base 140 attack, really high HP, decent defense, an Assault Vest can fix this 65, and 45 speed. So I'm already like, okay, my team isn't the fastest, it's not the... But if I get a Trick Rumor, it's going to do some work. But for right now, like, Conkeldurr is still a monster. Like, it has 3 amazing abilities, we all know this, and it just, like, you click buttons with this thing, and stuff gets hurt a lot, which can break away for our Garchomp or any other physical threats I get. And then the snipe happened. The big snipe that threw my entire draft plan into a nosedive. Just completely destroyed it. I was going to pick up Mandibuzz this round, and I think 2 picks before me, Mandibuzz goes, I cry, and I panic picked. I needed a pick so the draft could keep going, even though this draft lasted, I think, 4 days. But I panic picked, and I picked up Silvally, which, for a panic pick, it's not a bad pick. It has a lot of good stats. I have all types, and with multi-attack now going from base 95 to base 130, it's hitting hard. It gives me Parting Shot, gives me Defog, gives me Momentum, my first Momentum grabber of the team, which I do got some really good Momentum grabbers. No, I don't. That's a lie. It gives me my second Defogger of the team, because Conkeldurr, for whatever reason, can learn Defog. I just assumed that he's, like, spinning around and all that, and it should have been Rapid Spin. Anyways, this gives me another base 95. My speed tiers are whack on this team, but I can make it work. So Valley gives me a lot for a B tier mon, and I feel like it's gonna do well in my eyes. Now, going into this draft, after I picked up Tapu Lele, I was thinking, okay, I want at least one more strong psychic type that can just come in and be a threat. And I was thinking, what mon gives me that plus some defense? Because my team's looking a little weak to everything. And I see in B tier a little pick called a Mega Slowbro. Now, you're thinking to yourself, 2 psychics on your team? That's a little much. And I say, hold your horses, sir. That's not. It gets crazier. But Mega Slowbro gives my team a huge defense, and through the DLC, it gets body press. So this thing is a monster. Along with being in Psychic Terrain with Psychics at base 130, the same attack stat as Tapu Lele. Holy shit. This thing is a threat, my guy. Like, what do you think's going to happen with this? This is going to click buttons and things are going to get hurt. And since I can... I also get a Regenerator Mon before Megas, and I also get Teleport, which gives me another form of momentum. And speaking of Trick Room, this is a Trick Room setter where I can set up a Trick Room and then get the fuck out with Teleport. Into a Conkeldurr, into a different threat, and all that. Or I can even just take a hit, teleport out, and go into a faster threat. Like, this is a very good Mon for this team in my eyes. Next up on the list, I was thinking, my team has 2 Psychic types. I'm not sure if I need any more, and then I pick up a Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu in Psychic Terrain kind of hits things hard, and people don't like that. With pretty much its dual stabs plus the amazing coverage it gets, it's a threat to behold. And yeah, it's a great Mon for the price, and it's going to hurt a lot because, yes, it doesn't have Tapu Lele's power in like stats, but base 110 speed plus like a modest nature or even in a choice specs is going to hurt from this thing. And this gives me Volt Switch, and it gives me a lot. Now you may be looking at this team like, wow, these speed tiers are really weird, and you don't have many Rock Setters or Defoggers, even though you have 2, and I don't know why you bring that up, you boy. But, so my next pick, I picked up Diancie. Diancie gives me a fantastic rock type, and yes, it is another fairy type, but I believe that this benefits from Psychic Terrain a lot, because with Psychic Terrain, the main thing that's here to kill Diancie, being Bullet Punch, is no longer there. It's no longer a huge threat. So I can be bulky with leftovers, I can be offensive. This gives me another Rock Setter, because my team desperately needed it. And it provides me another good fire switching. It just gives me a lot for this team, in my eyes. And then keeping on the theme of Rock Setters and good fire switchings, I grabbed myself a little coal boy, being Torkoal. In my eyes, with having a Tapu Lele and a Celesteela, I felt like I needed to get a good fire type. Also, fire is my favorite type, so I just wanted a fire type. And I think Torkoal really helps this team a lot, because yes, with base 85, it's not the most impressive special attack or physical attack, but I have access to Sun, so I can Drought, Eruption, Drought, Overheat. I got sets in mine. I have good defenses, and I have Rapid Spin. I have a lot going for me in this Mon. Also, if I grab a something for Sun, my original plan was grabbing Sceptile as one of my D tier picks, but then Tragedy struck, and I had to readjust my team. And I already drafted this, so oh well. Even though the Mon that got sniped for me is now on the board for reasons, and I'm thinking I'm doing some changes to the team. Anyways, it's going to be fine. But Torkoal's here to click buttons and take souls. Now, we go into my 2 D tier picks. And I was talking to my good friend Faye, and he was saying, you got this Alolan Raichu. It's pretty good in Psychic Terrain, but I think we can do a little bit better. How about you grab this little boy and you get 2 terrains and a lot out of it? It's like, Okay, it's a D tier. That's actually really heat. So we picked up Pincurchin. Now, you're thinking to yourself, why on earth would you pick this when you have a Tapu Lele? This gives me Electric Surge. This allows me to speed up Raichu even more. So I can definitely run Modest Test. I can definitely bring Choice Specs more. I can be a threat with both Psychic and Electric type moves, depending on the matchup. This gives me Spikes and Toxic Spikes. It gives me more attack than Zygarde. Look it up. Zygarde's base attack is 100, and this has 101. It's technically stronger than a Zygarde. Think about that. Pincurchin's weird. But it gives me a lot. I think it gets Recovery. Recover. Yeah, it gives me Recover. It gives me a defense, kind of a defensive Electric type. I don't think this thing gets Volt Switch. It shouldn't get Volt Switch. Yeah, it doesn't. Teleport? No. I would see it getting Teleport. But it gives me a lot. And it gives me Spikes and T-Spikes along with Priority when I'm not in Psychic Terrain, which since this sets up Electric Terrain, it's really good. Now, the mon I really wanted to make up for the Mandibuzz Snipe was Alolan Muck. It gives me a Grounded Poison, it gives me strong special defense, and it gives me a Dark type, which my team vastly needs because of Psychic Terrain. And I had my heart set on Mandibuzz, that got sniped. I had my heart set on Alolan Muck, that got sniped for me. And then I had to make moves, and then it wasn't sniped for me, and I was too late. But there was a pick for me in D tier that kind of fixed my speed tiers a little bit. As you can see, they're a fucking mess right now. And God, is this team a mess in my eyes. But we picked up Skuntank. Skuntank gives us another Defogger, gives us this. I don't think this thing gets T-Spikes. T-Spikes. No, it does not get T-Spikes, unfortunately. But it gives me Aftermath. Aftermath allows this thing to come in, take a hit, do some damage, and then when it dies, it pretty much takes out 1/4 of the opponent's HP. So this is really good for like a setup sweeper that's just kind of going about and ruining my life, and then I bring this in and it stops. Fantastic base 103 HP. It's not the highest, but with an Assault Vest, with Black Sludge, this can take hits. It can dish out damage. It'll be fine. That's the best way I'm looking at Skuntank right now. He'll be fine for what I need. Then finally, the last pick of my draft. As you can see, I have 2 terrain setters. I feel like I needed a Pokemon that abused terrain to the fullest. And that mon was going to be Sceptile. It gave me a elite speed tier, it gave me Unburden, it gave me some really good coverage. It gave me a grass type, which I don't have right now. But then Alolan Muck got sniped, and I had to get Skuntank for a dark type, because dark types are required. You need a dark type in a draft, is what I'm saying. So, I went ahead and became a scumbag and picked up Hawlucha. Now, Hawlucha has this ability called Unburden, which doubles once the hold item is gone. And there's some seeds that just kind of can either raise my defense or special defense by 1 stage, along with a little move called Acrobatics and Swords Dance. Like, those 2 are fantastic. But then we also got the White Herb, where pretty much it's fantastic. Like, this mon helps this team out immensely. It gave us an elite speed tier. It gave us a U-turn. It gave us another Defogger. It gave us some really strong hitting setup. And I think it kind of tied the team together pretty well. Final thoughts on the team. In my eyes, Skuntank Diancie, and Torkoal, along with maybe Conkelder, are kind of mismatched on the team, but I feel like they can do work. But this team is going to do something, I swear. And I'm just hoping that it's going to do well enough to where I don't look like an idiot in front of the people I consider really good. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rambling for 20 minutes and my throat's starting to hurt because it's the second video I record in a row. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments, I guess. I don't know. I don't look at them. And if you want to see me live build for this league, the XPDLA, or even the other league that I'm not going to upload because it takes like an hour to do everything right with that league. An hour or two. Like, I'm not doing that. I don't have the time or patience to do that. Come over to my Twitch channel. It's more than 3 minutes into the video, so I can say the word Twitch. Come over to my Twitch channel. Come hang. Like, learn my process. Like, learn how I build. And pretty soon I'm going to be doing, like, help me build teams for my friends in Pokemon. Yeah, I can't speak because my throat's hurting, so I'm going to end this video. Come check out my Twitch and all that jazz. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. I know that outro's been taken, and I don't care because I forgot my good one. Bye. I just saluted, and no one saw it. Cool! I'm going crazy.